Welcome to episode 16 of Garrett's Football Show, the official second to last episode of the first season. This week, same as like what happened last week. If you've been watching Garrett's Football Show consistently, you'll recognize who's to my right. But I'll let you introduce yourself for those who may not know.
What's going on? It's Aaron.
Aaron, it's his third time on the show. Predictions of just where the season's going to go. He's been great, right, with a lot of them. In some ways, helped me figure out some of my predictions. And we're going to just be talking about some of those teams again this week. But first, I want to just get into last week's predictions, 11-5. 11-5. Again, if you've been watching Garrett's Football Show, you know I'm not doing anything less than I'm 3 or 4 games over 500 every time. Last week 9-4. The week before that 10-4-1. The week before that, I don't know. I'm not even gonna flip to that page, but I've been doing good. Again, this is a ad to watch Garrett's Football Show. At the very least, if you want to know who's gonna win the games, if you want to know the major upsets, I'm gonna give you a couple of them. But first, let's get into, or not first, but now, let's get into what we do every week here. I was thinking about taking the My Teams portion of the show out because both of my team's seasons are just about over. The Steelers rookie was hurt last week, and we're just out of playoff contention. We're not out, but we're out.
Kenny looks good, though. He
does. So they're fun. They're interesting to talk about, and we're talking about them. But the Colts, I mean, every week talking about them, it's just like I feel like I'm wasting time. They're absolutely terrible.
It's great. We're tanking. I love it.
Oh, we're gonna get into it because this is not that let's start with the Colts. Honestly, the tank that they're doing, no, this isn't. This is not normal. This is not. This is more than just losing games.
I think it's just a nasty tank job. I really do. I get it.
This is more than
the
nasty.
Vikings game where we're up 33-0. It's funny. I can show you guys the bet when we were up 15 points. So it was. I think it was about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. I put 500 on the Vikings to win straight up. We're up 33-0, and it still didn't feel like it was just over. Like, you know what I mean? You got to understand, we're not supposed to win games. We're not really built to win games, and how the National Football League is naturally set up. A lot of teams score really, really fast, and that's what the Vikings showed.
Yeah.
How they can score 36 points.
And when you look at that game, we didn't even score those points. We scored one touchdown. The defense got all those points.
Our defense scored for us.
It was a fumble touchdown. It was an interception.
We had an interception touchdown. We had a fumble that was really, really close to the touchdown, and then we blocked a punt.
Yeah.
So we basically got 21 from that. And then I think our offense did score a touchdown. Yeah. Did Jonathan score? No, it wasn't Jonathan. Somebody scored.
I have it right up. D. Jackson passed from Ballard.
But Jonathan's back up because Jonathan got hurt. He scored, and then we kicked a whole bunch of field goals from there.
Yeah. So the most part, it wasn't our offense that got us to that.
Well,
we should have been up by 45.
The Vikings have a fast-paced offense. Yeah. Sometimes with a fast-paced offense, you make mistakes, and sometimes with those mistakes, it turn into points. But the reality is, when you're up 33 points and you start the second half, you have to run the football and run the clock out. Yeah. And when you do that against a team that can score really, really fast, is it really a lead? Like, how big is the lead? It's not
33 points for a second.
The Vikings aren't the Warriors per se, but it's like that's kind of what happened. You know how they say like with the Warriors, there's not really a lead.
Yeah, but
like because they can shoot back into. That's
emphasis on the Vikings aren't really a Warriors team though because they are. I get what you're saying.
No, brother, they're 10-3. 10-3. They've lost 3 games this year. Like they're really good. Don't get it twisted. They're not gonna win the Super Bowl because I don't believe in Kirk. And I don't necessarily believe in their defense, which is why, in a way, 33 points was scored in the first half. But, yeah, man, the Colts are not supposed to be winning games. We're supposed to be losing out. We're supposed to be talking about getting C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, which I don't want to get Will Levis. Have you heard the stories on Will Levis?
No.
So Will Levis is a guy from Kentucky. He's getting a lot of comparisons to Josh Allen because he just has a big arm. He has a nice size.
Will Levis is from Kentucky. Yeah, you said that. Okay.
He actually gets compared a lot to Big Ben. But he probably is a little more mobile than Big Ben, and a more mobile Big Ben is basically like a Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Right. So Will, the reason why I don't want to draft Will is because he drinks his coffee with mayonnaise in it.
You figure that out? There's a story about that?
Listen, bro. It's not like a little dabble. Like, his coffee will be white because he drinks it with light. So I'm good on that. We should not draft him by any means necessary. I don't want that guy to be our decision maker. I'm saying this, and I know that it's hard to like picture it.
Where did you see this at? Like, how do you know this is true? Are you sure this is true? Did you see this on a reputable source that you trust?
It's a real thing, bro.
Well, while you pull that up, I'll say, okay, all right, we're tanking, and maybe that's a good thing, but do you think this tank shows... I'll say this. Jim Irsay needs to figure out people he likes, a quarterback.
You can keep going.
A quarterback and a coach and a new offensive coordinator that he trusts, and he needs to sit the fuck down. That is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I'm seeing with my own two eyes a video of him. I can't tell if he's doing this as like a joke.
No, bro. I'm about to throw up. He really doesn't.
Yeah, that was disgusting. Okay, well, Levis does really, but I'm saying Jim Irsay needs to find a coach, a quarterback, and the personnel he likes. He needs to sit the fuck back, because whatever he says when he makes decisions, because I sat and thought about it, when he makes decisions, we do terrible. Yeah. He did not make those decisions with Payton. It was Tony fucking Dungy. He did not do all that shit with Andrew Luck.
It was Bill Polian. But
Bill
Polian, you're right.
Okay,
you know.
Bill Polian. But it was not Jim Irsay.
No, absolutely.
So now Jim Irsay is running shit, and I think he needs to set the fuck down.
Well, I think that Jim Irsay also kind of watched other people run things. The Ryan Grigson situation. If you're Jim Irsay, you drafted what by talent would be looked at as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, just by a talent. In Andrew Luck, and you let Ryan Grigson run the show, and he ran him out of town, basically, for the most part. I think that Jim, just in general, just has a certain amount of anxiety to him. Like, he just... Yeah. The way to fix that, though, everything you're just saying, the one way to fix that is to tank, keep losing, get a really, really good draft spot, because then you're going to bring the quarterback of the future in, and with that will come the other guys. I think personally, if I'm Chris Ballard, I probably quit. I probably step down at the end of the season.
Why would you step down for that job? I think he's gonna get fired, but if he doesn't get fired,
he may get fired. But even if he doesn't get fired, I think he steps down. Just because in general, things just look way too dysfunctional. And even if I stay on, everything that I'm gonna do is gonna be questioned. Like, you're gonna question all of my decisions from now on. For example, let's say C.J. Stroud and Will Levis are both there. Now, from this point on, you would never question Chris Ballard's ability to develop and ability to predict who's going to be a talent. Chris Ballard knows how to draft talent. We know that, right? Yeah. If Chris Ballard, day of, says, I think Will Levis is better, and let's say Will Levis does project to end up being better, but we're all like, well, C.J. Stroud's right there. Like,
people want to trust him as
we'll do that for the end of time. We're gonna question his decision making just because this is where we are.
Lose situation is what you're saying.
I think Chris Ballard should try to go start somewhere else. That's what I would do. Bringing in a GM is going to be harder. Bringing in a GM would be harder than bringing in a coach. But the beauty is, if I can just start all the way over in just one good royal flush, I'm going to bring in a GM who's not going to be biased. He's going to look at situations the right way. I might look into moving to JT. I might look into, I would be open to things.
I would
be very open to
I sound like my friend's talking to me right now, but there's a couple of ifs in there. If Jim Irsay gets the right GM, if we get the right quarterback.
He might not fire him. He might keep him.
But then even you saying that, I just think it's not that clear. We have a storm. It is a storm ahead of us. That's what I'm saying. It is not a clear.
I think we're in the storm.
Exactly.
I think we're in.
I think we're not in the storm, and we're in it, and we're going to be in it for a while. I don't think the outside is coming up, and not next season,
brother. If draft day we get a call, we're the fourth pick of the draft, and they take a quarterback, and he projects to be something, you're not in the storm anymore. I don't care how you view the situation. You, as a team, can be as good as you possibly can be. If the quarterback position is not solidified and ready to ball, you can only go so far. If we draft a guy at the QB position that we feel like can take us to new heights in the future, then we're cooking with hot grease, bro. So you're right, but at the same time, you are right to a certain extent because as of right now, we're the 7th pick in the draft. So we have an opportunity to change some things. The highest pick that we have had that we both have been alive for was Quentin Nelson at 6. Previous to that, they took Peyton at 1. I think that was 98. Were you alive in 98?
No.
And then we took Edge in 98, and I think they took Peyton
in like 2000.
In 2000, I think it was 2000. It was like 2 years out. Edge was 4, and then Peyton was 1. Like, you know what I mean? Since then,
wasn't like
the earliest. Oh no, Luck was 1 too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Luck.
We had a terrible luck. Well, yeah, we had a terrible luck year.
But that's a good place. That's a good place for you to end it. If we get a quarterback, the draft matters a lot for whether or not the storm is going to be. I can end with that. You have anything else you want to say on the Colts pertaining to their future?
I forgot about luck that quick. Pertaining to the future, draft a quarterback. Right. Start there. Draft a QB, man. Draft a
QB. I'll be less annoyed and frustrated with the Colts until then. Now moving into the Steelers, Mittchel Trubisky played with the equation, and we won. I don't know if you've been watching the last couple of weeks, but I've said the Panthers. I said after our bye week, I said the Steelers have an equation to win. The defense gets a takeaway, and they play strong, consistent defense. Kenny Pickett doesn't make any mistakes. He doesn't turn the ball over, and he just plays solid offense, and we're going to win more games than we lose. That was happening, and Pickett was playing better than not just managing. He was actually helping us win games, and we turned out to win like 4 games in 5 games. Then Pickett got hurt. Now we had Trubisky. He played ass. But this week against the Panthers, he followed that equation. He did pretty good. I mean, I can't be mad at it, but it was because he had no fucking pressure. It was against the Panthers in the middle of the season. He knew that Pickett was coming back. He knew he just had a game to go have some fun. Right. Thank you for the win. Thank you for helping Mike Tomlin be another game closer to not having a losing season. But in no way am I comfortable with Trubisky. I think that goes without even saying.
I think another layer to that, you guys got one of the best players in the world back, T.J. Watt's back.
Exactly.
So,
fair.
It just... Naturally, when it comes to winning games, it's going to be a lot easier when you have a guy like T.J. Watt that you get back.
He makes everyone on the defense
top 10 players in the world when it comes to football. So
I'd go top 10. Yeah, and all those things not even all those things. That thing specifically, T.J. Watt is a real specific thing. Right. But Mittchel Trubisky being the quarterback for 2 weeks and that being done. Now we have Kenny Pickett. The only thing I'd say I'm worried about with there is like him being hurt again. How ready is he to come back in? He's had 2 concussions in 1 season, his rookie season. The way I feel about the Steelers is the way I felt about them since the bye week. Mm-hmm. I kind of don't care win or loss. Is Kenny Pickett healthy? Is Kenny Pickett continuing to become a better player? And is Matt Canada not calling awful fucking play calls? And is Najee running the ball like he has some energy? And he has been doing that the last couple weeks. So Najee just needs to have consistency. But really, I just want the Steelers to get better week by week. I don't really care about them getting us to the playoffs this year.
Your real problem is Matt Canada.
Yeah.
You need to get rid of Matt Canada.
And I think that's an easy fix. I think we'll get, because we have so much, we have Kenny Pickett, we have so much offensive, I think we have so much offensive talent and potential that if we get a creative offensive coordinator.
It's not as easy as you think, bro. You gotta think. So the outlook of the Steelers is the grittiness of the defense.
Yeah,
with that,
we're gonna have that.
You gotta have something that goes hand in hand. You can't bring Chip Kelly in and have the offense just, like a Lamborghini when the defense wants to be a pickup truck. It's all gotta kind of make sense. Like the defense wants to be gritty, grind it out, and take our time. So you got to bring an offensive coordinator that also wants to run the ball. Like, I get what you're saying. You want to score more points.
But even when we had, not even that. Like, even when we had Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown at the same time, we were still a running team.
I don't think your defense was good back then.
It wasn't, but it was still.
Right.
Our defense was our defense was our defense.
Yeah, but your better players were Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell. Those are your best players.
In 3 years, our best players could be Kenny Pickett, George Pickens.
I think still Minka.
Pat Freiermuth.
TJ Watt. Like, I think those are still.
Cam Hayward. Maybe not Cam in the next couple years.
Maybe not Cam. You probably bring another. I think your best players are still going to have defense.
It's arguable.
Yeah, no, it's for sure arguable, but I like Pickens. I like
Pickens is a top 5 talent.
I like your offense. It's just you still have to keep the consistency of what it is we're trying to do here. You guys are trying to get stops. You're trying to muddy this game up. You're trying to get your best player, who you feel like is a top 10 player in the world, in situations where he can take over, and he doesn't play offense. He plays defense. So that's the biggest thing. You guys need to bring in a college coach,
a college coach to be our offensive coordinator. I would like that. And I think if that happens, we'd be a very we'd be a real well-balanced team.
Yeah, you guys need like a Wisconsin type of offense.
And we'd be crazy. Mm-hmm. We'd be crazy. And that's really, this, like I said, all I care about for these next 2 games is if Pickett's going to be in, I want him to be healthy, and I don't want it to be a waste of him being in and him get potentially more hurt. But if he's going to be in, just get better.
He's going to be in.
Have more command over the offense, and just get stronger and get more, just as a more confident quarterback. Because I know that, like I've been saying, our future is better than our present.
Yeah.
That's all I really care about with the Steelers right now. It's really next season it's going to be more fun because I'm going to get a full season to watch Pickett.
Najee looks better. I was concerned about Najee a couple weeks ago.
He looks a lot better.
He looks a lot better, so that's good.
Exactly. I agree. But that's enough of my teams.
We didn't talk about Nick Foles.
Oh, we didn't talk about Nick Foles? The only thing I was going to say with that is how hilarious would it be if Nick Foles came in and was really good for 2 games. That would be just hilarious. I could see that happening.
What do we do next year, man?
That's what I was asking. That's why I'm saying we have a big problem.
We don't have the best odds to get Aaron Rodgers.
That's so stupid. I don't want to talk about that. That's so stupid.
If we draft a quarterback first, I wouldn't hate it. But at the same time, it does give me the sour face because it's just like
that's so stupid.
So we've been doing this for 7 years.
That's so stupid.
Well, who's going to be our quarterback next year?
You think it's C.J. Stroud. One of the whoever can win.
No, wait. You don't just throw the rookie out there. No.
What? Yes, hell yeah, you fucking do. Look what we did with Pickett.
Yes, but I think that your offense...
Look what they did with Justin Fields. Hold on. Look what they did with Justin Fields.
Better.
Look what they did with the Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence, to me, was a better product.
Okay, yeah, they were right, but I'm saying...
I think Trevor Lawrence is a better product. I think Justin Fields should have sat behind somebody for a year.
And he didn't. And now we see the talent second year, and you're okay with that as a Bears fan.
But it took 2-3 years, though.
2. This is a second
He's
year.
starting to come out this year. It's the second year.
Oh, yeah, he came out for sure this year. For sure. And I'm saying, no, we drafted a quarterback.
This is his third year.
He's with Mac Jones and them.
Remember, we were debating between Carson Wentz and him. Carson Wentz was...
Yeah, he was with Mac Jones. That quarterback class...
It's 2 years.
Yeah, it's 2 years. He's with that big-ass quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, the second year. He's in the same quarterback class as Trevor.
I think that a lot of guys need to sit behind the guy. I think that CJ and Bryce are probably the 2 of this class that could start.
Them niggas can't sit. Oh, shit. But they can't sit. Hell no. Whoever we start... Because then we're going to just... Who's gonna fucking start? Nick Foles? Matt Ryan again?
Well, that's why I said we have the best odds to get
Aaron Rodgers is a terrible quarterback to have under my rookie quarterback. He's a dickhead. He's not gonna help him. He's not gonna nurture him. No. He's gonna come
all of that is facts.
All right. Well, then why the fuck? Sure. We do not want Aaron Rodgers. I do not. Hell no. Yeah, he's a cancer.
Don't say we. Don't say we. Say you don't want Aaron Rodgers.
No, he's a cancer. He's a cancer to our team, and he could leave our quarterback worse than what we thought he was in 2 years. No.
He's a cancer to our team. I don't know about that. I don't think he's gonna help our quarterback out. I agree with that.
That's the name of the episode now. Aaron Rodgers is a cancer to the Colts.
Well, he ain't on our team yet. But.
I know, but it's clickbait.
Yeah, I just be interested, man. I'm interested to see what's going on. Ryan Tannehill's hurt, and they're gonna have to throw Malik Willis out there. Malik should not be playing. Yeah, there's
I would argue
guys
that Malik Willis wasn't even a top prospect. That's even I would think like he wasn't even a middle prospect.
It's too early for that.
I'm just saying, but prospect and prospect.
I know.
Justin Fields was a higher prospect than Malik Willis easily.
It's too early for that.
No question.
I feel like the little Twitter page, the freezing cold takes.
Yes.
Like fucking, it's so early for that. Because what if he goes out and scores 3 touchdowns on Sunday? Now it's like,
We say he has the ability to do that, and he has a talent.
we'll see, man. I just think certain guys shouldn't be starting. I think CJ is on that. CJ is on the cusp of being good right away and just starting. But I would like for him to sit for a year.
Fuck that. We're too bad. We're too bad at the quarterback position, and we're too unstable at the quarterback position to draft a quarterback and sit him for a year. No.
I think that
And get another old quarterback.
in the National Football League, the threshold, the difference of being bad and good is not. I don't think it's as far as what you think. I really don't.
You're right. Okay, that's fair. I
don't
can see
think the
that.
line of being good and bad in the National Football League is as far as what you think. And it's funny because the line of being good and bad in the NBA, big difference. I think there's a big gap, but it's not as big of a gap in the NFL, man. You make a couple fucking switches, you bring in a coach that brings energy, and you just get some guys that just want to play hard. I mean, bro, it could be very well be a completely different year. You can go from like the Lions, bro. The Lions won 2-3 games last year.
That took a year to soak in that.
They're going to
with the same quarterback and the same coach that had to learn each other.
What I'm saying is that it's just the line of good and bad.
But it would be the first year of having a new quarterback again, who is an old quarterback.
Right.
Well, at least if we start the rookie, it's really the first year is how good can you do for us the first year, and the second year is when you start to have expectations.
What I'm saying is I think that if we make a change at QB, that's cool and all, but it really needs to be changed at other places as well.
Oh, we have to make a change at QB.
If QB's the only thing that we change, I think
we have to change everything.
We're going to be bad.
We obviously got to change our coach. We got to change. That's why we're going to be. We got to change all. You got to change our offensive. We have to change our offensive coordinator and our coach. And I would say we have to change our quarterback. It's not going to be about Ryan. It's not going to be.
You think we have to change our offensive coordinator and our coach?
Okay.
I'm just asking.
So you think Jeff Saturday could be the coach?
I don't think that Jeff Saturday's been the problem. I think he's done good enough. And it's tough because we just lost the game where we were up 33 points. So everyone wants to be mad, but it's just like,
we lost the game where we let a team score 30 points in the fourth quarter.
Where
the Cowboys.
The Cowboys scored once. Majority of that was the offense turning the ball over, bro. There was a fumble touchdown. There were 2 fumble touchdowns, bro.
Yeah.
I get you guys. I really do. But it's just like, at the same time, be realistic, bro. What did you think Jeff Saturday was going to come in and do? And I even said on the pod that his job was to lose. His job was to come in and lose games.
Yeah, not lose and then be the coach next year, lose and make us look good for the next 6 or 7 games.
Bro. He can be the coach next year because next year it'll be his blueprint. He just kind of came in and was like, I'm going to help the offensive line. And if we're being honest, that's what he did. Has Matt Ryan been getting hit as much? No. Not nearly as much. When our running backs run the ball, do they get more yards? Are there bigger holes? Yes. That's all I'm saying. Give it to Parker Frazier. I also think that's really unfair because if I don't have the tools to do certain things, what am I going to fucking do? But getting rid of Jeff, to each his own. To each his own.
Okay, then I'll say, to each his own. But
if you can upgrade always.
Next year, what'd you say?
If you can upgrade always.
Yeah.
But if we can't upgrade, then I keep Jeff.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. There's a possibility that comes about. Motherfucking, if it's Lovie Smith and Pep Hamilton, yes, I probably want to just keep Jeff. But fucking, if Jim Harbaugh really does want to come, which I don't want Jim. But at the same time, who am I? How would I say no to Jim Harbaugh if it's between him and Jeff? It's gonna be Jim.
Then I'm gonna say this. This is probably something we can agree on to end it. No matter what happens, the Colts are gonna have a very interesting offseason.
Absolutely. Probably should be the most interesting.
It probably will be.
Well, should it be cool?
Yeah. Now, let's go into teams to talk about, but it's going to be a little different this week. Short and simple and sweet how we're going to do this. We're going to look at the AFC playoff race with 2 weeks left, and we're going to look at the NFC playoff race with 2 weeks left, and we're going to just see what's going on, see how things are shaking out. First, the AFC is what we're going to start off with. Number 1 right now is the Bills, and they haven't locked that spot up completely, but they probably will. I don't think the Chiefs, who are at second, are going to get them. The Chiefs have clinched their division, so they're definitely going to get a home playoff game. It doesn't mean that they're going to be in Kansas City the entire playoffs. I don't think they will. I think the Bills are going to get first in their division and first in the entire AFC. Bengals are doing the exact same thing they did last season. They're getting good at the right time. They're becoming one of the best teams in the league at the right time. They're third. All that being said, I don't think their season's going to end like last season. I don't think they're either going to get to the AFC Championship game. That's my, again, right now, as soon as I say something you don't like, you can stop me.
Oh, you won't stop now?
No. Okay. All right. And this is why I feel like this about the Bengals. No, this is why I feel like this about the Bengals. They're the worst competition for the Chiefs. Yeah, okay. They faced the Bills. I don't think they were beating the Bills. They faced the Chargers. They could lose to the Chargers. They faced the Dolphins. They could lose to the Dolphins. The only team that I feel like whose number they really have is the Chiefs. They get the Chiefs in the first round. It is scary. They get any of these other high-flying offenses, I'm not as nervous. And specifically a game that I'm very looking forward to that I've been talking to the last couple weeks is next Monday, the last Monday night game of the season. The Bills and the Bengals play, and that game will have a big difference about how I feel about what I'm saying now, but I just don't think the Bengals are going to do what they did last season again. Now you can go on to why you think the Bengals do have that potential. Why are they going to beat the Bills and the Chargers and the Dolphins and the Chiefs?
I think, first and foremost, I do think the Chiefs are going to get the 1 seed. I just looked at the schedules. I think the Bills are going to lose a couple more games. I might not know Mike. I'm speaking of more.
Oh, you're good. That's good.
The Bengals are an interesting team. They're an interesting team because from time to time, defensive strategies get home against them. So from time to time, their offensive line seems shaky.
Yeah.
Past that, man, I don't think, like when you were talking about Trevor Lawrence, I think as a talent, there aren't more than 4 guys that I would take as a talent over Trevor Lawrence. But one of those 4 guys is Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I would take Joe Burrow over Trevor Lawrence.
Joe Burrow, the things that he does, Joe Burrow, the weapons that he has, and the Bengals defense being just good enough. I really do think that they can surprise a lot of teams. And with it also being said, they're battle tested. You feel me? They're here. They're battle tested.
That'll rest of the season.
Joe is not fearful of Patrick Mahomes, whereas I think I've seen the fear in other quarterbacks.
And that's why I said they don't want to. The Chiefs don't want to see the Bengals. If they see each other, the Bengals will probably win. I completely agree with that. But they got to beat everybody else.
I think that the Bengals could beat anybody. I think they can get beat by anybody. But I think the same thing about like the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars could beat just about anybody. But the Jaguars can, like, if they don't show up, they can get beat by anyone. The Dolphins, they don't show up, they can get beat by anyone.
Yeah, the Dolphins have proven that.
It really just all depends. The most efficient team.
Who's your AFC Championship game? Give it to me right now.
Championship game?
Yeah.
Chiefs. I'm just throwing a weird one out there. I'm going to go Chiefs-Jags. Chiefs-Jags, Chiefs-Bengals. It's one of those two. Chiefs-Jags, Chiefs-Bengals. I think the Jags are going to win the division. With it being said, I got Chiefs both ways.
I like that. You said Chiefs-Jags, Chiefs. Who's the other one?
Chiefs-Jags or Chiefs-Bengals. I don't think it'll be the Bills.
And just so it's clear, the Jaguars are sitting at 10th right now in the AFC. But if they are 6-8, and the Titans are 7-7, and whatever their quarterback name is, he is out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. Ryan Tannehill, yeah, Ryan Tannehill, all those like average quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins, they kind of fumble together in my head sometimes.
Really, really slowed down.
So yeah, the Jaguars could 100% win and get in, and I actually do like that. That's interesting.
The Jaguars remind me a lot of the Bengals last year.
Yeah, I could see that.
So yeah, I either way, I like the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs.
And I agree. And the only thing I have to say is I think that the AFC game, I think I like the Chargers getting there. I like the Chargers getting there, but that's really that's all I have to say on the AFC. I think it's going to be Chargers and Chiefs. I think the dangerous team is the Bills.
I think at times Herbert doesn't see the field very well.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest knock with him. I think the other three, there are 3 other quarterbacks of the 7 that are going to make it, maybe even 4, depending on how you look at Trevor Lawrence, that all see the field, command the line, and just break down defenses a lot better. And Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, and like I said, it depends on how you feel about Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence is a really, really good talent. He just had to deal with fucking
the coach, yeah.
I want to say Billy Donovan, but I know that's not
him.
right. It's Urban Meyer. He had to deal with Urban Meyer last year, and
exactly.
Past that, what you've seen from Trevor Lawrence has been pretty solid. Herbert just scares me from time to time. I think he throws the prettiest ball, but from time to time he comes off as he doesn't fully see and break down defenses very well. I got the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs.
Okay. On to the NFC. This is the playoff spots are more figured out, but what it could actually happen and who's going to be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl, I think, is just as up to debate. The Eagles are first and they've clinched the playoffs. They haven't clinched the division, but they've clinched playoffs. They're probably going to, not probably, I think they're definitely going to finish out one at the NFC. Vikings have clinched the division. They're second. They're going to have a home playoff game. They're still fighting for one. I don't think they'll get there. 49ers are third. They've clinched the division. That's all they're worried about. I wouldn't be expecting them to play their hardest the next few games. They want to get to the playoffs and know that first game is going to be at home. Cowboys have clinched the playoffs. They're fighting to win the division against the Eagles. Don't think they'll get there. Now in the hunt, but here, fourth, the Buccaneers, who are only there because they are in the worst division in football. They'll probably get to the playoffs, and from there anything can happen, but they don't look good at all. 6 is the Giants. They are still not 100% going to be there. They are 6 now because of a weak call, or a weak, I was going to say no call, but a weak call at the end of the game last week against the Commanders. And the 7th are in their position for the same reason, for the butt-in of a weak call at the end of the game last week. Now, on the bubble, you have the Seahawks, the Lions, the Packers. Packers will not get there for all those Packer fans. The Lions are going to get there. Someone's coming out. Giants or Commanders. It won't be the Bucs probably, and it won't be the Cowboys. It's going to be the Commanders or Giants, but someone's coming in. The Lions are hot right now. That is all I have to say on the NFC. I don't think the Seahawks are going to get there. I don't think the Packers are going to get there, and I think the Lions will. I think the NFC Championship, this is the last thing. I think it will be Eagles, 49ers. I got 49ers. That is my NFC. You can say whatever if you didn't agree or whatever you want to say about that. You can have the floor.
No, I think I agree with that. I don't. A couple weeks ago when I was on the podcast, I said that I don't believe that any of the quarterbacks in the NFC can beat Tom Brady, and I still feel that way. But the Bucs as a whole, it's not the same product that you've seen over the last couple of years. So I'm not gonna sit on here and stand behind them. I can't do it. So with that being said, NFC wise, the Eagles can beat you a lot of ways. But the interesting part is, if you can stop the run on the Eagles, it's not that Jalen can't throw the ball. It's almost like when he does throw the ball, it's playing into what it is you want them to do. I feel like there's a cap on how many points they can score. And I don't want to take anything away from Jalen as a quarterback. He very well may win MVP this year. But with it being said, we watched the Commanders? The Commanders got them this year?
Commanders got them.
We watched the Commanders do it, and the blueprint was pretty simple. It's funny. I think we had a podcast the day that the Commanders got them. I think it was that week.
Yeah. It was.
The Eagles, if you can run on the Eagles, you can control the clock, and you force Jalen Hurts to push the ball downfield instead of pushing it downfield via the play action or via off of them running the football, then he can be beat. If you can zone up Jalen Hurts and force him to throw it into cracks, he can be beat. It's when teams man him up because they're scared of the run, he play actions it, nothing is open, and then he becomes a running back. That's when the Eagles are just about impossible to beat. But I think there are a couple different teams that have there are a couple different teams that have the blueprint of beating them. The Chiefs, which are not in the division, but the Chiefs in a shootout, I don't think they can get them. Man, I'd be scared about the Jaguars, to be honest.
Yeah, but NFC teams, I think there's a couple. I think the 49ers could do it. I think that...
I said the Jaguars. I meant to say the Lions. My bad.
Yeah, I think the Lions could do it too.
I'd be scared about the Lions.
I think the Lions could do it too.
The Lions...
100%.
The Lions score a lot of points, bro. They score a lot of points.
But their defense gives up a lot of points.
Yeah, their defense does give up a lot of points.
But
that's
I
what
agree
I'm
with
saying.
you. I
if
agree
you
with
turn
you
it
what you're
into
saying, though.
If you turn that game into a shootout versus the Eagles, I think that is your best chance.
Yes.
You have to turn the game into a shootout.
Yeah, okay, I agree.
Weirdly enough, if it's Eagles 49ers, I don't think the 49ers would get them because the 49ers don't want to play a shootout. They want to slow it down and hand it off and it worked for Washington. I just think that in the playoffs, the Eagles are going to be able to run the football a little bit better. I think you have to turn the game into a shootout. You have to outscore the Eagles. In my opinion, that's how you get them. And weirdly enough, the Lions or like just a team like that could get them. They get a first round bye. The first two seeds get a first round bye, right?
Nah, it's just the first now.
It's just the first. So that's the only thing. Past the Lions.
And every game would be in Philly.
They play the Vikings. The Vikings defense isn't good enough, bro. They'd run the ball over the Vikings. That's the like when you sit and just break it down. I just don't. It's only so many teams that can do it. With the Eagles, Chiefs Eagles. Chiefs probably blow them out. To be honest.
Fair enough. And I honestly could see that. I could see the Eagles getting there. I just don't think they won't. But I could see it being Chiefs Eagles, and I wouldn't be surprised with
Chiefs 49ers would be more interesting.
And I agree with that as well.
I think Chiefs both ways. Do you got Chiefs winning?
Oh yeah, Chiefs winning Super Bowl.
I think so too.
Fantasy, middle of the playoffs. One of my first playoff game last week. Camby was in here. And now it's me and Camby going against each other. I told him I'd get to him, and I told him I'd beat him. Mm-hmm. I am going to beat him, and I'm getting that fantasy money. That's all I got to say about fantasy. You want to go to predictions?
Yeah. I'm in a fantasy. I went from worst to first.
Oh, you're first, and you're in the playoffs right now.
The playoffs just started.
Yeah.
I was the third. So the first week I wasn't worst because I did score a good amount of points. By the third week of our fantasy, I was the worst team in the league.
Damn.
I went from worst to first. It was a long road. We could also give them parlay predictions too. There is a game tonight. You got Jags, Jets.
Tonight is Thursday when we're filming this, and it's Jags, Jets tonight. I mean, I have Jags winning that game.
Do you think it'll be out in time? Well, you could just snip at this and then get.
What do you mean it'll be? This episode of Garretts Football Show will be out tomorrow at noon.
Right. Well, we're gonna be talking about the game of the day.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean, I could snip it and put that. Yeah, I could definitely do that because I'm ahead. I mean, yeah, just say the bet.
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. We're good. I gotta say what I like. So this is a tricky game. The Jets defense, Jets have probably one of the better defenses in the league. You got Sauce Gardner, which I remember being on the first podcast and telling you guys that he was going to be he was probably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. It's going to be one of the better players in the league. Sauce is a problem. Shuts down the whole side of the field. You got Quentin Williams in the middle for the Jets defense. Like they got a lot. So it's kind of hard to score on them. I would probably still take. Why can't I think of this boy's name right now?
Trevor Lawrence. I
would still take Trevor Lawrence over in yards, and I'd probably take his receivers as well. He's getting on the app now, so he's going to tell us what that over is.
The over
in yards. So yeah, just click on it and then go same game. And then passing yards. Just click player passing yards. So
they 209. I'd get him over 209.
I would take him over 209. I think it's going to be a weird game where the Jets are able to run the ball and get downhill on them, and maybe the Jets go up early, and then Trevor's forced to throw the ball for the rest of the game. Yeah. So I would take that 209.5.
You can grab it.
Yeah, as well as receiving wise. Travis Etienne out the backfield with 14.5. I like that. Christian Kirk. I know I just talked about Sauce Gardner being the number one corner, they move Christian Kirk around. He plays the X, Y, and the Z. So I would take him over in yards as well. And then if we just add these things up.
Yeah, just put those together and screenshot that.
Let's see what the parlay would be. That and then the points. I want to say under in points, but 37.5, bro. That is really low. Zay Jones has been playing pretty well. But Zay Jones is probably going to be more of a Z. I also actually take Evan Ingram on yards as well. Evan Ingram is the Jaguars' starting tight end. Notice I didn't say anything about the Jets because I don't really trust in Zach Wilson. I don't trust their quarterback. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And that's plus 691.
691, so yeah. Should be a good parlay. Just hit 3 of his better receivers and him over in yards. All the way to the top that way.
Yeah, $10 for $69. That's actually nice. Christian Kirk over 48 receiving yards. Travis Etienne over 14.5 receiving yards. Trevor Lawrence over 209 passing yards. Evan Ingram over 38.5 receiving yards. I like that. I can see that.
And that's all it is predicting that I think the Jets get out to an early lead. By the time the third quarter comes around, you got to throw the script out. And Trevor Lawrence is going to start to throw the ball a little bit more. With that, I picked everyone that's not going to be in front of Sauce Gardner. So, yeah.
I really don't have anything else to say about that game. Just starting good way to start into it because both of these teams are trying to get to the playoffs. Who do you got winning?
Jags, Jets.
I got Jags.
That's difficult. Do I want to be a hipster and take the Jets just to do it? No. Let's go Jags. They need it.
Falcons at Ravens. And let me make sure I'm looking at the right games because now that they have these Saturday games, my schedule's been looking a little crazy. So I'm just going to make sure I'm 1,000% sure we can't give wrong information on this show.
Half of these games are on Saturdays.
Yeah, Falcons at Ravens. Yeah, that's okay. That's right. Falcons at Ravens. I got Ravens, but the Ravens are sucking right now. They're falling off without Lamar.
No Lamar.
Yeah.
Falcons at Ravens. Give me 2 seconds because I might take the Falcons to be honest.
All right.
Falcons have lost a lot again. Let me go Falcons. I want Falcons.
You want Falcons?
Yeah.
All right. Lions at Panthers. I got Lions. Not of course. Knock on wood. They could lose. I got Lions though.
Lions at who?
Panthers.
Lions.
Bills at Bears. I got Bills.
Bills at Bears. Bills.
Saints at Browns. I got Browns.
Browns.
Seahawks at Chiefs. I got Chiefs.
Seahawks at Chiefs. That's interesting. That's a trap game right there. Let's go Chiefs because if the Chiefs win this game, then they'll probably start sitting guys.
Giants at Vikings.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I got Giants. That is interesting to me as well. I got Vikings. I got Giants. I got Giants.
I'm going to go Giants as well. I think the Vikings are itching to lose a game.
Bengals at Patriots. I got Bengals. But I think this is interesting. I think the Patriots could beat them.
Trap game.
Yeah, I think I'm taking the Bengals, but I think the Patriots could win. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm going to go Bengals too.
Texans at Titans.
Texans.
I'm going to go Titans. Commanders at 49ers. I'm going to go 49ers.
Commanders at 49ers. Let me go Commanders. Commanders need that game so much.
Eagles at Cowboys. If Jalen Hurts plays, I have the Eagles. If Jalen Hurts...
He's not playing. It's Cowboys.
Then I got Cowboys.
He's not playing.
But I'm going to put a little star next to this and say, if Jalen...
Who? Oh, you know what?
Playing.
Time out.
What's up?
I'm actually going to switch my stance. I'm going to go Eagles. I just realized who the Eagles' backup quarterback is.
Who is it?
It's Gardner Minshew.
All right, I still got Cowboys.
I'm going to go Eagles.
Okay. Raiders at Steelers. I'm going to go Steelers. Pickett's going to be back, so it's Steelers.
Raiders, Steelers. Yeah, we go Steelers.
Packers at Dolphins. Packers are going to end their season on Sunday. They're not going to be able to beat the Dolphins. On Christmas Day.
At Packers. It's on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Where is it at?
At Miami.
Oh, yeah, Dolphins.
Bucks at Rams. I got Rams.
The Doo-Doo Bowl.
There's the Doo-Doo Bowl, yeah.
No, I got Bucks.
Bucks at Cards. I got...
You got Bucks twice?
No, Broncos at Rams. Broncos at
Rams.
Yeah, Broncos at
that
Rams.
Changes some things. I got Broncos.
Yeah, okay. I got Rams. Buccaneers at Cardinals. I have Buccaneers.
Same.
Chargers at Colts.
Chargers.
I have Chargers. And that is the predictions. 45 minutes, 5 minutes over the time, but that is episode 16 of Garrett's Football Show. You have anything you want to say?
Put some money down on that Eagles versus Cowboys game. I think Gardner Minshew throws for a lot of yards.
All right. Thank you for being on another week. That's it. Thanks for watching.